the history here in the U.S., largely colonized by white people of Protestant backgrounds. And race and religion were far more closely linked. In order to be white, you first had to be Protestant. Then they let the Catholics in, and then much later, Jewish people had to qualify as white. So from the get-go in this country, race has had everything to do with religion. Race has also had a lot to do with the economic system, because what race you were meant what kind of job you can have, what kind of wealth you were able to access, what sort of social circles you got to run in.
Now, I see, well, for what example, I see that for a long time, and perhaps still even now, religion is often used to keep people in their place, especially in slave society and stuff. The religion was, this is your place in the society.
But let me finish.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm going to circle back on you.
All right, good.
So, if you're going to maintain that racial hierarchy, the people in power, the white men, they need to know who's white and who's not. They need to be able to control the bodies and the sexuality and the racial categories of people in order to maintain lineage, heir, and wealth. So then, rules around sexuality and guiding women's bodies and whose bodies can go with whose bodies has been a project of white Christianity in this country since it was colonized. And that sexual ethic also depends upon compulsory heterosexuality and compulsory gender norms. So, that feels way abstract and way intellectual because it's removed by hundreds of years in its kind of birth in this country. But I think that white Protestantism and white sexual ethics born out of maintaining white patriarchy are still very much alive today in terms of what's admissible. And all of these things are shot through with class and shot through with race and shot through with gender. And they're about maintaining a certain kind of social order and who gets to access power and resources. And, I think everybody can answer the question about who's at the top. And it's just not a coincidence. It just didn't happen that way, So, in that way, it's very connected.